Okay, race is really starting to heat up now. I think that this is one of the closer races that we've ever seen moving into the final boss with, currently Echo at 1.19% on Broodkeeper Diurna. Liquid has, at the time of recording this,
just killed the boss.
Yeah, just killed the boss. Like, maybe 45 minutes ago or something like that.
Yeah, incredibly impressive work from Liquids to get that world first kill.
I think it's not insignificantly likely that at the time you were watching this, Echo may have Diurna down, or they may go to bed.
It is getting rather late local time here. It's 1:20 a.m. at the time we're recording this, local in Switzerland. Echo are still pulling, but this is bad news for them on the sleep schedule front. That is definitely true.
Yeah, I mean, so one of the things, too, is like the EU reset happens at
5 a.m. on Wednesday.
Yeah, 5 a.m. So they wanted to pull their sleep schedule back a little bit. And so I know that they were trying to start at 9 a.m. I don't believe that's going to be the case anymore. I think that they're going to have to extend that to be 10
at this point at the earliest. Yeah.
Yeah.
If they killed it on their next pull and went to bed, yeah, then 10 would be reasonable.
For Liquid, this is really good for them. So they have just recently downed Broodkeeper Diurna. They're able to get Raszageth pulls, as long as they realistically want. Do you think they're going to pull off stream?
Yeah, I'm not sure how much they're going to show of Raszageth on the stream right now, because realistically, if they stream it, they'll be streaming and pulling it for 8 hours while Echo sleep, and then Echo will get to come back in tomorrow morning, and they'll have had their analysts looking at it even while they were sleeping, and they will learn a lot from that. So I suspect that Liquid have a pretty big incentive here to keep that stream turned off. But on the other hand, the race to world first, it's always best to have your streams turned off competitively, but you turn them on at some points because that. You want your event to be exciting.
Okay, so if we look at the time machine from 24 hours ago, Method was not even on the list. And now they are currently in third place by percentage HP on Dathia. Insta Fat Shark, yes. BDGG, all also on Dathia as well. It seems like the boss is very difficult, is what I will say.
Yeah, Dathia looking to be really challenging. Method, BDGG, and Instant Dollars are all competing on that boss, as is Fat Shark. Fat Shark are sitting at 398, which is making it really tough.
Yeah.
Instant Dollars 400 eye level, also still pretty tough. Then Method and BDGG up above 402, which is much more reasonable for killing that boss this week, I think.
Okay, so let's talk about Broodkeeper a little bit.
Yeah.
So basically we saw Broodkeeper prog start around 24 hours ago for Liquid. It was a boss that took somewhere around 50.
It took them 60 something pulls.
Yeah, 60 something pulls. So it was a pretty undertuned penultimate boss relative to some of the other fights that we see at that position.
Yeah, it's a fight that seems to have been more about strategy and a little bit less about raw number. The enrage check, it seemed like they probably could have gone another 5% from the way that their pull was looking at the end there. So
yeah,
definitely one where it was just about getting there cleanly.
Bloodlust timings is something that ended up being critically important, as well as making sure that you had good strategy for when you're spawning the ads, when you're breaking the eggs, and that kind of thing.
Yeah, so we can take a little look here at the kill for Liquid, perhaps.
Gosh, let me back this up a little bit.
Yeah, you started playing it earlier, so
yeah.
Okay, either way, it doesn't matter. We don't need it.
Well, I'll just put it in B-roll footage. So
okay,
So basically, let's just talk about the state of the race then.
Yeah.
So with Broodkeeper dying for Liquid, how important is this that it died first? Do you think that it really matters at all, or do you think it's a situation that it's it's good that it died for Liquid first, or do you think it's really, really monumental that this happened?
I think it was really important for Liquid that they killed it first. For a while there, they were trading blows with Echo. There was a time where they were both at 11%, and then Liquid got it to 1%, and then Echo brought it to 6%, and then 4%, and then 1% as well. And then Liquid got it to 0.06%, and then killed the boss, which was extremely, extremely good for them, but I think it's more that it would have been a disaster. Not a disaster, but it would have been a big blow to morale for Liquid if Echo had gotten it first, and they avoided that fate by killing it first.
Would it have set them back at all, do you think?
Ultimately, it's not that big of a difference who kills it 2 hours earlier than who on the second to last boss. Obviously, that's the whole ball game on the last boss, but it's not important on the second to last boss.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a little bit of footage of the Broodkeeper as we're seeing there. It looks like a little laggy. Maybe we don't need to worry about this too much.
Yeah, maybe we don't need to worry about it too much. Oh, there it goes. No,
okay, yeah.
No, perfect.
Definitely a bit of a scary boss. It has that tank soak as well that you get on the tank, and that has been really lethal. You can see causing kills for a Liquid, as it was for Echo as well, often just requiring your battle reses too. So it was a fight that was kind of all about getting there with just as many battle reses as humanly possible.
Yeah, it's a situation that consistency, and I think that getting back to that P2 point was probably the most important thing.
Breaking the eggs reliably, doing the exact same thing each time on that, having no eggs accidentally hatch, because eggs hatching are just an instant wipe as well, so there was definitely a lot going on that one. Overall, though, I think obviously good for Liquid that they killed it. That being said, I think Echo still will be pretty happy if they can get it tonight at some point. If they go to bed with it not being killed, it's not the end of the race either, of course. It is just, it means that they are still sitting behind in the race, which you'd rather not be, but it doesn't matter who kills the second last boss first, right? It just matters who kills the last boss first.
Okay, let's we had something else to look at.
We got pull counts.
Totals. Yeah, so whenever we were talking the other day, I was kind of down on Echo generally whenever we were looking at like their heroic splits and their ability to be able to get into mythic progression. Now, look at this Kurog Grim Totem guy that you can see all the way over here.
Yeah.
Echo actually killed Kurog Grim Totem at the beginning of the day today. So if they killed this, they had 2 losses in one day, which would be massive for them. Kurog Grim Totem ended up taking Echo only 26 pulls, where it took Liquid 59. That is a big deal.
Now it does take more pulls if you're the guild that reaches it first, right? If you're the guild that reaches it first, you have these pulls of learning that the other guild kind of gets to draft behind you and watch them and learn some of the things without having to actually have those wipes themselves. But still, like that, so that's more of a thing where like on Dathia, I think on Dathia you can argue this is a better pull count for Liquid given that they were there first than Echo, even though it was very close on the pull count.
Okay.
But yeah, on Kurog, this is half the pulls is a very good thing. It's also worth noting that Liquid tends to pull more frequently than Echo. Echo will take more breaks. They will spend more time strategizing between pulls. So usually you will see a higher pull count for Liquid than Echo, but that doesn't mean that they're actually spending more time on the boss. It just means that they want to put that pull timer up and get in the fight more quickly.
And I mean, Broodkeeper, we talked about Liquid's pull count on Broodkeeper. It looks like Echo's probably going to have somewhere in the order of like half the amount of pulls potentially if they get the...
No, I mean, Liquid got it around 60, and Echo are over 40 already.
Oh, is Echo over 40? I thought they were going to kill this thing at like 30-something.
They were in kill range at 30, but it took a while to actually... they're taking a while to actually convert.
They're dragging their heels, man.
It's a hard boss, right? You got these 1% wipes, but you still have to do the exact same thing, but slightly better to actually kill the boss. It's a really hard encounter.
Okay, so what's next? We have Raszageth, and I think that now is a great time to make some Raszageth predictions after we have seen heroic Raszageth. Yeah. And, I mean, we're maybe even at the time of this video, some of the stuff is going to be obsolete, but I think that now is a good time to make some just general predictions.
See how... So, okay, first of all, Mythic phase. Is there going to be a Mythic phase on Raszageth?
Ooh, I don't think there will be a Mythic
I don't think there's going to be either, it looks like there's not one from data mining and stuff. It doesn't seem like there's a bunch of abilities that could be in there, but on the other hand, sometimes they hide them well.
So just for some context, last tier in Sepulchre, whenever there was a secret Mythic phase, there was, in data mining, a bunch of uncategorized spells that had to do with the jailer and had to do with his mechanics.
The death sentence and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. So obviously you're able to attribute those just due to uncategorized spells. With Raszageth, it seems like everything that relates to Raszageth, especially on Mythic, has been categorized just to the boss itself. So that makes it less likely that there will be a Mythic phase. Now,
not impossible, but...
Now, does that mean that Blizzard hasn't upped their game and did something unique? No. Now, does it make it less likely, though? Yes.
So on Mythic, there are a few different changes to the encounter that we know about. A lot of extra, obviously, like, tremendous pain throughout the fight. It looks like the ads that you have to interrupt once on normal.
Yes.
You have to interrupt twice on heroic. You have to interrupt them, I think, 3 times on Mythic, which is extremely scary. There are a few abilities that are really good against them. AoE effects like Ring of Peace, Leg Sweep. Ring of Peace actually is OP because it kills all 3 stacks.
In-cap roar?
Yeah, in-cap roar. So think AoE, Leg Sweep, those sorts of things will take 1 stack off of a bunch of them, but... Ring of Peace is the best. Ring of Peace just full kills a full stack of them.
I think that one of the biggest changes, though, is like the ads in P1 intermission, right?
Yeah, so in the first intermission, there's actually a different like dragon ad on each platform.
Yes.
Yeah, that's going to be exciting to see how those work out.
And you can like actually look up into the sky and see the dragons if you're in the Raszageth room.
I don't think that those are the ones being fought, though.
Oh.
Those are the next 3 incarnates that Raszageth frees from their Raszageth's brothers and sisters.
Okay, so those are the dragons. They're fine.
The different, like, probably little proto-dragons that will fight on those platforms instead.
Yeah, so there will be some ads. Okay.
I suspect, though, that the big part of this fight that's going to feel impossible when we first see it is that P2 shield. That P2 shield is going to be nasty on Mythic.
For context, that P2 shield's been buffed a couple times. So...
Yeah, it has 100 and something mil health right now in files, so... Now, you do 200% increased damage, as long as you're stacked with the people with the same mark as you, so... That's only 40 mil effectively, but still 40 mil in 25 seconds is a lot of damage to do.
Okay, I guess predictions about melee. I guess we can So we did
melee predictions. You liked 8 melee this tier, and that's been the number we've seen on a lot of fights so far, so that's looking rather good.
Yeah.
I think Raszageth's a pretty friendly melee fight. That thing has such a large hitbox that you don't even get punished for being melee on that fight for like spreading.
In addition to that, it's kind of ranged unfriendly in a weird way because of how much movement goes out just generally on the players. And on top of that, there are some mechanics that are smart in the sense that they don't pick melee most of the time.
Yeah, so I suspect we'll see 8 melee on Raszageth as well now. I think that is looking like a good guess.
Okay.
Do we still think it's going to be a week 1 kill, or week 2 kill, or a week 1 kill again now?
I think
For reference, Liquid have another day and a half of their first reset to be doing Raszageth pulls. Could they kill it in that time?
So Liquid would have to kill this boss in under 100 pulls, I think, for it to be a week 1 kill.
Echo will have potentially 2 days on it.
So that could be like right at 100 pulls.
Yeah, I mean that could be 150 even potentially if they kill Broodkeeper either tonight or very early tomorrow.
Yeah, I think that it's less likely, looking at historical precedents, that we're going to see a week 1 kill, just generally because end bosses are not normally just like 100 pull endeavors, right? They're normally like the 150 to 200, like, and they require a decent amount of strategy sessions a lot of the time. And for an end boss to be killed in a day and a half, I think the strategy would have to be, very solid.
We may see a pivot from Liquid on Monday that says, okay, look, we don't think we're killing this boss today, so we're going to gear up, right?
Yeah.
Let's go get some M+ done. Let's get as much gear as we can, because we know we're going to come in next reset with a huge power spike, and we will just plan for that power spike to be as big as possible.
I think we gave Liquid, 60-40 odds yesterday?
Yeah. I feel like that chance has gone up with Diurnage going down so quickly, because I feel like the chances of this boss, of Raszageth, dying during that like overlap where it's the NA second reset and still the EU first reset, I feel like the chances of that happening have gone up. And so that I feel like it's now like 70-30 Liquid.
So you think that would be like, okay, so that's not necessarily a difference between the two guilds. That's like a closing argument of like, okay, these are the reasons that the boss will die like almost immediately.
I feel like because the boss is likely to die sooner than I expected when I thought Broodkeeper would be 100 pulls or more.
Yeah.
I think means that, that I feel like that's good for also just Liquid are in the lead, right? So the shorter the race is, the better it is to be in the lead, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know, 70-30 would be my current guess in favor of Liquid.
I would have kind of left it at 60-40 still.
Okay.
But
certainly not over yet. Yeah.
No.
And Echo Echo had a really good day today, but so did Liquid.
Echo had, I would say, a better day than Liquid today.
Yeah, I mean they smashed Kurog, although Diurna not dying for them is if they are unable to secure that kill. Although right now we can see on the screen a pull that is looking rather like a kill to me. So
okay. Let's milk this a little bit longer, so maybe we can announce the Echo
hang on.
Okay, pull count for Raszageth. Let's get pull count for Raszageth predictions.
Okay. I'm feeling like Raszageth is pretty likely to go 170 pulls.
You think that Liquid would only have 170 pulls on a boss that they kill?
I think 170 pulls on Raszageth.
I was thinking like I think if Liquid's going to win, it's going to be like 230.
Something?
Yeah.
Could be, yeah.
Could be like 220, 230.
All right.
Like low 200s. I think that it's going to die on their Wednesday. Yeah, that's the day.
All right, chat, you want a little look, I guess not chat, but, viewers. You want a little look at the behind the scenes here?
Yeah,
I'm going to let's turn the webcam.
Yeah.
We can show you what it looks like from our side here at the Echo casting facility.
Now just died, bro.
Oh no, this is so sad. Okay, where's the Battle Res? Battle Res tracker's there in the bottom right, so they don't have one available actually. So Miraz is going to have to solo tank this. We've seen this in reverse a few times where it's, but they have another res in 30 seconds. He just has to somehow live this tank smash. Yeah.
We're getting a double soak.
Okay, it's over. All right. Well, not this pull. Not this pull for Echo.
We'll be back tomorrow with tomorrow's recap. Hopefully we have some Raszageth Mythic stuff to be able to talk through.
Yeah, hopefully.
That'd be poggers.
We'll see you then.
Goodbye.
Bye.